Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Exposition of the Holy Quran. By Allama G.A Parwez. Sura 11. Hud verse 66 to 123 end.
فلما جاء أمرنا نجينا صالحا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا ومن خزي يومئذ إن ربك هو القوي العزيز وأخذ الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في ديارهم جاثمين كأن لم يغنوا فيها ألا إن ثمود كفروا ربهم ألا بعدا لثمود.
66 to 68. When the time came for the fulfillment of our decree, we rescued Salih and those who believed along with him from ignominy. Verily, your Rabb is powerful and mighty. A violent commotion overtook the Zalimin, and in the morning they were found lying faces downwards in their dwellings, which looked so desolate as if no one had ever lived there. They had rejected the laws of their Rabb and were cast away as consequence thereof. 7. 78, 91. 14 to 15.
ولقد جاءت رسلنا إبراهيم بالبشرى قالوا سلاما قال سلام فما لبث أن جاء بعجل حنيذ فلما رأى أيديهم لا تصل إليه نكرهم وأوجس منهم خيفة قالوا لا تخف إنا أرسلنا إلى قوم لوط.
69 to 70. The people of Lut were destroyed in a similar way. Their story is thus. Allah's messengers came to Abraham with glad tidings and said, Peace on you. And Abraham replied, Peace on you too. To offer hospitality to his guests, Abraham served them a roasted calf. When he saw that they made no effort to partake of the food, he felt suspicious and became apprehensive. They said to him, Do not feel apprehensive. We have been sent by Allah to the people of Lut. 15. 51 to 77.
وامرأته قائمة فضحكت فبشرناها بإسحاق ومن وراء إسحاق يعقوب قالت يا ويلتى أألد وأنا عجوز وهذا بعلي شيخا إن هذا لشيء عجيب.
71 to 72. Abraham's wife was standing by. The messengers announced to her glad tidings that she would have a son, Isaac, and that Isaac would have a son, Jacob. She laughed and said, Ah! Can I have a child when my husband and I are so old? If it comes to pass, it would indeed be extraordinarily astonishing.
قالوا أتعجبين من أمر الله رحمة الله وبركاته عليكم أهل البيت إنه حميد مجيد.
73. They said, Why are you surprised at Allah's decree? This, in fact, is Allah's rahmat and blessings on you, O members of this household. Surely Allah is worthy of all hamd and He is sublime.
فلما ذهب عن إبراهيم الروع وجاءته البشرى يجادلنا في قوم لوط إن إبراهيم لحليم أواه منيب.
74 to 75. On receiving these glad tidings, Abraham's fear passed away. When the messengers explained their mission to him, he pleaded with Allah for the people of Lut. Surely, Abraham was of a kindly disposition, forbearing and relenting.
يا إبراهيم أعرض عن هذا إنه قد جاء أمر ربك وإنهم آتيهم عذاب غير مردود.
76. The messengers said to him, O Abraham, desist from this pleading. The decree of your Rabb has already gone forth, and verily the chastisement shall fall upon them which none can avert.
ولما جاءت رسلنا لوطا سيء بهم وضاق بهم ذرعا وقال هذا يوم عصيب.
77. When our messengers came to Lut, he was distressed and his heart became straitened. He said, this is indeed a day of great catastrophe.
وجاءه قومه يهرعون إليه ومن قبل كانوا يعملون السيئات قال يا قوم هؤلاء بناتي هن أطهر لكم فاتقوا الله ولا تخزون في ضيفي أليس منكم رجل رشيد.
78. Having heard of the arrival of the newcomers, Lut's people came rushing towards him. They had been long addicted to practicing abominations. He said to them, O my people! Here are your wives like my daughters whom you have discarded, are more proper companions for you. You should, therefore, turn to them. You should adhere to Allah's laws and do not put me to shame by attempting to misbehave with my guests. Is there no right-minded man amongst you who will resort to reason? 15. 61, 72, 7. 80, 21. 74, 26. 165, 27. 54, 51. 35.
قالوا لقد علمت ما لنا في بناتك من حق وإنك لتعلم ما نريد.
79. They said, you know that we are not attached to those whom you all your daughters and you also know what our intentions are.
قال لو أن لي بكم قوة أو آوي إلى ركن شديد.
80. Lut said, would that I had the power to prevent you from doing what you intend to do or had a powerful support to fall back on you.
قالوا يا لوط إنا رسل ربك لن يصلوا إليك فأسر بأهلك بقطع من الليل ولا يلتفت منكم أحد إلا امرأتك إنه مصيبها ما أصابهم إن موعدهم الصبح أليس الصبح بقريب.
81. Lut's guests said to him, we are messengers from your Rabb. We know that they cannot do you any harm. Depart from here along with those who belong to you late in the night and let none of you ever look back. As for your wife, she will stay back and share the fate of the people who do not believe in Allah. The time appointed for their chastisement is the morning, and the morning is fast approaching.
فلما جاء أمرنا جعلنا عاليها سافلها وأمطرنا عليها حجارة من سجيل منضود مسومة عند ربك وما هي من الظالمين ببعيد.
82-83. When the chastisement came, their dwellings were upside down, and stones of baked clay rained on them incessantly as if they had been marked for their destruction. 83. The punishment of Zalimin is never far off from them.
وإلى مدين أخاهم شعيبا قال يا قوم اعبدوا الله ما لكم من إله غيره ولا تنقصوا المكيال والميزان إني أراكم بخير وإني أخاف عليكم عذاب يوم محيط ويا قوم أوفوا المكيال والميزان بالقسط ولا تبخسوا الناس أشياءهم ولا تعثوا في الأرض مفسدين.
84-85. And similarly to the people of Madian, we sent Shu'aib, one of their kin. He said to them, O my people, obey Allah, excepting whom there is no authority. Do not give short measure and weight. At present you are indeed prosperous, but you are not acting righteously. If you do not desist, I fear for you the chastisement which will encompass you from all sides. Base your economic order on justice and do not exploit others. This, according to Allah's laws, is fasad which should not be spread.
بقية الله خير لكم إن كنتم مؤمنين وما أنا عليكم بحفيظ.
86. Remember, whatever you collect by deceitful means may appear to you in great quantity, but it cannot be beneficial to you. Only those things are beneficial and everlasting which accrue according to Allah's laws, and His law is that only that thing lasts which is for the good of the whole humanity. 13. 17. But this thing you will only understand, if you bring faith on the truthfulness of the message. If you do not believe in this, I will not force you to accept it, because I am not a keeper over you.
قالوا يا شعيب أصلاتك تأمرك أن نترك ما يعبد آباؤنا أو أن نفعل في أموالنا ما نشاء إنك لأنت الحليم الرشيد.
87. They said to Shu'aib, when you had asked us not to interfere in your obedience to Allah, we had thought that it meant only your worship of Allah. Now we see that it goes beyond that. Your salat does not allow us to adhere to the religion of our ancestors, nor to use our wealth as we like. You act as though our ancestors were ignorant and you alone possess reason, and that you have a monopoly over sympathy for the poor people.
قال يا قوم أرأيتم إن كنت على بينة من ربي ورزقني منه رزقا حسنا وما أريد أن أخالفكم إلى ما أنهاكم عنه إن أريد إلا الإصلاح ما استطعت وما توفيقي إلا بالله عليه توكلت وإليه أنيب.
88. He said, O my people, reflect on this. I have been endowed with reason and rightful means of living. Why should I not deliver Allah's message to you and call you to the right path? I also cannot desire to do myself what I forbid you to do. I only wish to reform you to the extent to which I can, and the accomplishment of my mission depends on Allah's help. In Him do I place my trust and to Him do I turn for help.
ويا قوم لا يجرمنكم شقاقي أن يصيبكم مثل ما أصاب قوم نوح أو قوم هود أو قوم صالح وما قوم لوط منكم ببعيد واستغفروا ربكم ثم توبوا إليه إن ربي رحيم ودود.
89-90. He said further, O my people, let not your opposition to me call forth upon you the like of that chastisement which befell the people of Noah, Hud, Salih, and Lut. The last one is still fresh in your memory. Seek protection from your Allah and turn to Him who is Rahim and a fount of love.
قالوا يا شعيب ما نفقه كثيرا مما تقول وإنا لنراك فينا ضعيفا ولولا رهطك لرجمناك وما أنت علينا بعزيز.
91. They said to Shu'aib, what you say is incomprehensible to us. At the same time, we do see clearly how weak you are in our midst. Were it not for your family, we surely would have stoned you and you could have done us no harm. 7. 88.
قال يا قوم أرهطي أعز عليكم من الله واتخذتموه وراءكم ظهريا إن ربي بما تعملون محيط.
92. Shu'aib said to them, O my people, now I understand that you are more fearful of my family than of Allah's law of mukafat. You pay only lip service to Allah and regard Him merely as something extra to fall back on, if nothing else works. Mind it? His law of mukafat encompasses you from all sides.
وَيَا قَوْمِ اعْمَلُوا عَلَى مَكَانَتِكُمْ إِنِّي عَامِلٌ سَوْفَ تَعْلَمُونَ مَنْ يَأْتِيهِ عَذَابٌ يُخْزِيهِ وَمَنْ هُوَ كَاذِبٌ وَارْتَقِبُوا إِنِّي مَعَكُمْ رَقِيبٌ.
93. I fear that good counsel will be of no benefit to you. The only alternative left is that you follow your plan, with which I will not interfere. And let me follow mine. Without your interference, you will soon know who will receive a disgraceful punishment and who is a liar. You should, therefore, wait for the result, and I too shall wait with you.
ولما جاء أمرنا نجينا شعيبا والذين آمنوا معه برحمة منا وأخذت الذين ظلموا الصيحة فأصبحوا في ديارهم جاثمين كأن لم يغنوا فيها ألا بعدا لمدين كما بعدت ثمود.
94-95. When the time came for the decree's fulfillment, we rescued Shu'aib and those who had believed along with him with our rahmah. And a violent commotion overtook the Zalimeen, and in the morning they were found lying faces downwards in their dwellings, which was devastated in such a way that it seemed as if no one had ever lived in them. Mark. The people of Madian were cast away for their evil deeds as had been the people of Tamid.
ولقد أرسلنا موسى بآياتنا وسلطان مبين إلى فرعون وملئه فاتبعوا أمر فرعون وما أمر فرعون برشيد.
96-97. Similarly, we had sent Moses to the Pharaoh and his nobles with our directives and clear authority. Pharaoh's nobles did whatever he wanted, even though his orders were oppressive and not based upon reason.
يقدم قومه يوم القيامة فأوردهم النار وبئس الورد المورود وأتبعوا في هذه لعنة ويوم القيامة بئس الرفد المرفود.
98-99. We said to Moses, do not worry. When your people will rise against him, he will, in opposing you, lead his people towards destruction. How ignominious will be the abode to which they will be led. They will be deprived of all blessings in this life as well as in the hereafter. What a wretched reward that will be.
ذلك من أنباء القرى نقصه عليك منها قائم وحصيد.
100. These are the stories of earlier people which we have narrated to you. The ruins of some of their dwellings are still standing whilst others have disappeared totally.
وما ظلمناهم ولكن ظلموا أنفسهم فما أغنت عنهم آلهتهم التي يدعون من دون الله من شيء لما جاء أمر ربك وما زادوهم غير تتبيب.
101. We certainly did not deal with them unjustly. They wronged themselves. When the consequences of their deeds overtook them, all those whom they had set up as peers to Allah could be of no avail to them. In fact, they added to their ruin.
وكذلك أخذ ربك إذا أخذ القرى وهي ظالمة إن أخذه أليم شديد. إن في ذلك لآية لمن خاف عذاب الآخرة ذلك يوم مجموع له الناس وذلك يوم مشهود وما نؤخره إلا لأجل معدود يوم يأتي لا تكلم نفس إلا بإذنه فمنهم شقي وسعيد فأما الذين شقوا ففي النار لهم فيها زفير وشهيق.
102-106. All these stories have been narrated to illustrate the severity of Allah's chastisement when his law of mukafat took any city in its grip for its zulm. Indeed, the grip was painful and terrible. In these stories is warning for one who is conscious of the chastisement which comes as a result of wrongdoings. In the same way, those who oppose you, O Rasul, will face the consequences of their actions on the day of confrontation between believers and unbelievers. In accordance with the law of respite, Allah is postponing this day for a while. When that time comes, everything will be decided according to Allah's laws and none will be allowed to speak against them. At that time one party will feel miserable and the other will feel glad. Those consigned to misery will have hell as their abode, for them therein will be sighing and wailing.
خالدين فيها ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك إن ربك فعال لما يريد.
107. The people who are consigned to misery are those who have lost their capacity for life. They are, therefore, doomed for all times to come. All this takes place according to Allah's laws which He has made to accomplish His plan.
وَأَمَّا الَّذِينَ سُعِدُوا فَفِي الْجَنَّةِ خالدين فيها ما دامت السماوات والأرض إلا ما شاء ربك عطاء غير مجذوذ.
108. Those who are blessed with happiness will dwell in Jannat. Their blessings will be everlasting and uninterrupted.
فلا تك في مرية مما يعبد هؤلاء ما يعبدون إلا كما يعبد آباؤهم من قبل وإنا لموفوهم نصيبهم غير منقوص.
109. You should have no doubt about the fate of those who set up peers to Allah. The only justification they offer for their worse of action is that it was followed by their ancestors. They will also suffer the fate of their ancestors. We shall surely pay them what they deserve without diminishing aught thereof.
ولقد آتينا موسى الكتاب فاختلف فيه ولولا كلمة سبقت من ربك لقضي بينهم وإنهم لفي شك منه مريب وإن كلا لما ليوفينهم ربك أعمالهم إنه بما يعملون خبير.
110 to 111. And we gave Moses the book, but his followers created differences in it. Had it not been for the law of respite, the matter would have been decided by your Rabb. The delay is creating doubts in their minds as regards the validity of the law of Mukafat. Surely Allah will recompense every one of them according to their deeds. He is well aware of all that they do.
فاستقم كما أمرت ومن تاب معك ولا تطغوا إنه بما تعملون بصير.
112. Therefore, O Rasul, you should follow the straight path steadfastly as you have been asked to do, along with those who having forsaken the wrong path have turned to the right one. Do not transgress Allah's limits. Allah sees all that you do.
ولا تركنوا إلى الذين ظلموا فتمسكم النار وما لكم من دون الله من أولياء ثم لا تنصرون.
113. O Jama'atul Mu'minin, your opponents will try to reach a compromise with you, but you should not lean towards them lest the fire touches you along with them. Mind it, you have no protector except Allah and shall receive no help from anyone else.
وأقم الصلاة طرفي النهار وزلفا من الليل إن الحسنات يذهبن السيئات ذلك ذكرى للذاكرين واصبر فإن الله لا يضيع أجر المحسنين.
114 to 115. For the accomplishment of your program you should arrange for the assembly of Salat at the break and close of the day and during the early hours of the night. 17. 78, 24. 58. The results accruing from your good actions will efface the ill effects of your faltering, if any. This is a basic principle for those who adhere to Allah's laws. So you should pursue your program steadfastly and remember that Allah does not let the reward of Mohsinin go to waste.
فلولا كان من القرون من قبلكم أولو بقية ينهون عن الفساد في الأرض إلا قليلا ممن أنجينا منهم واتبع الذين ظلموا ما أترفوا فيه وكانوا مجرمين.
116. The stories of the earlier peoples show that very few of those whom we rescued, subsequently adhered to Allah's laws and prevented others from spreading fasad upon the earth. The rest followed the way of zulm and exploitation and turned aggressors. They were also destroyed ultimately.
وما كان ربك ليهلك القرى بظلم وأهلها مصلحون.
117. You would have marked that Allah does not destroy a city or dwelling unjustly when its dwellers are muslihin.
ولو شاء ربك لجعل الناس أمة واحدة ولا يزالون مختلفين إلا من رحم ربك ولذلك خلقهم وتمت كلمة ربك لأملأن جهنم من الجنة والناس أجمعين.
118 to 119. As stated earlier. 5. 48. If it had been Allah's plan that all humanity should be one united ummah, it would not have been difficult for him to bring that about by force. This was, however, not his plan. He endowed human beings with freedom of will and choice. They will, therefore, continue creating differences amongst themselves. Only those who follow Allah's guidance will not do so. According to Allah's laws, the abode of all the others, both jinn and ins, will be Jahannam.
وَكُلًّا نَقُصُّ عَلَيْكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الرُّسُلِ مَا نُثَبِّتُ بِهِ فُؤَادَكَ وَجَاءَكَ فِي هَذِهِ الْحَقُّ وَمَوْعِظَةٌ وَذِكْرَى لِلْمُؤْمِنِينَ.
120. All that we have related to you, O Rasul, from the accounts of the previous Rusul is only to strengthen your heart. This book contains truth for you and good counsel and laws for those who believe in it.
وَقُلْ لِلَّذِينَ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ اعْمَلُوا عَلَى مَكَانَتِكُمْ إِنَّا عَامِلُونَ.
121. You say to your opponents who do not believe, you act according to your program and we act according to ours.
وَانْتَظِرُوا إِنَّا مُنْتَظِرُونَ.
122. Thereafter, you wait for the results of your actions and we too shall wait along with you.
وَلِلَّهِ غَيْبُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَإِلَيْهِ يُرْجَعُ الْأَمْرُ كُلُّهُ فاعبده وتوكل عليه وما ربك بغافل عما تعملون.
123. The results, which at present are not visible, will become manifest according to the laws of Allah, who alone knows even the hidden realities of the heavens and the earth, and all the decisions would ultimately be taken according to His laws. So you should obey only Allah and have trust in Him. Your Rabb is not unaware of what you do.